Hey guys, welcome back to Pop Culture with Pat. Today we are talking about the new horror film, The Outwaters.
911, what are you reporting? Can you hear me?
And real quick, if you guys are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button as well as the bell button next to it. That way you get notifications for all my new videos. Give this video a thumbs up. And without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about this film, because I got a lot to say. So The Outwaters is a found footage film about a group of friends who go to the Mojave Desert to shoot a music video. The friends start to experience unexplained sounds, vibrations, unnatural animal behavior, and then one night everything changes, sending the group on a mind-bending trip through terror. So I don't even remember how I initially stumbled upon this film. It is getting a lot of buzz online right now, and it has a really small theatrical run too. Like for me personally, I'm here in New Hampshire. There's only one theater that's remotely near me that is playing the film. So once it's done with its theatrical run, and it might expand, I believe if it ends up doing well in the locations where it's at right now, then I believe it's going to hit Screambox on streaming. So I don't think there's like an exact date for that or anything like that, but just a heads up for you guys if you're not able to catch this film in theaters right now. So one of the first things that I want to tell you guys right from the get-go is this is going to be a film that is not going to be for everybody. This is loosely similar to Skinamarink, if some of you guys have gotten the chance to see that. I know I did personally. I wasn't a huge fan of it, but just giving you that heads up. And I say loosely because obviously the two films, they're going for something completely different, but just the way, the structure, and in the case of The Outwaters, the use of sound in this film. And this movie is going to test a lot of people's patience because there's honestly not a lot going on in the first two acts of this film. You get introduced to the characters, they're getting ready to go on their trip, and even when they first get out to the desert, there's really not a lot happening out there. But you know shit is about to go south at some point because the way the film opens up, we hear a 911 call where you just hear screaming and obviously something crazy is happening, but we can't see anything. It's just the audio. And holy fuck, you get to that third act and wow.
Can you hear me?
Now there's definitely going to be some people that I think will be frustrated because where this is a found footage film, especially in this third act, there is at times where you don't really get to see a whole lot of what's going on. You'll get the vantage viewpoint of you see a flashlight and you get quick glimpses of things, but the things that you do see, there's definitely some gnarly shit in there, and for me personally, it was more about what you didn't see and some of the stuff that you're hearing that really got me. The use of sound in this film, I thought they did an amazing job with that, and I know earlier on in the review I said that there wasn't really a whole lot going on in the first two acts, but the use of sound was still effective there, and honestly, I think that it kind of conditioned me so as the film wore on, once we got to that third act and shit started hitting the fan, it almost was like more effective to me. I don't know if that makes sense what I'm trying to say there, but yeah, it really worked in that third act. And like I said, you don't really see a lot of what's going on, and for me, that really worked because it almost added to the franticness of what the film was going for, and you're trying to figure out what's going on. At some point, you can't see anything. You're just hearing screams. I remember I felt myself looking at the screen, like moving my body, like trying to get a glimpse of, what the hell is happening right now, and that's similar exactly to what the characters are going through in that exact same moment. So I thought that was really effective. After the movie was done, I was just honestly at a loss of words, and when I was leaving the theater, there was a couple that was walking like right behind me as we were getting ready to go, and we just kind of looked at each other and were like, what the hell did we just watch? What just happened? And we had a little bit of a conversation. So it's definitely one of those films that will have you talking, I think, after, that final act of the film, for sure. So in the end, I was just really happy that I was able to catch The Outwaters on the big screen, because just being in the theater and the way that this film utilizes sound quite a bit to be effective, I think the theater was the perfect experience for this. Also, just being in a group of people and getting to talk to some people after the film, I think really added to the experience for sure. And man, like I mentioned, just that third act has to be one of the most batshit crazy, unsettling things that I've seen in a horror movie in a very, very long time. So it's one of those I'm not going to forget anytime soon. Some of the imagery and just things, like I said, some of the stuff that you don't even see, I think was almost even more effective to me because I was trying to imagine what was happening to these people. But I also completely understand that this is not going to be a film for everybody. There's going to be some people that I'm sure will probably hate this movie, and I completely understand that. It's a different type of horror film for sure. Yes, it is found footage, but just the way that they're able to use sound quite a bit where you don't see a lot, I can imagine is going to frustrate some people for sure. So, but I'm curious to see, to hear your guys' thoughts on this if you have had a chance to see it. Because like I said, at least around here, there's only the one theater playing it. I'm lucky that it wasn't too far from me, so I was able to check it out. But hopefully you guys, if it isn't, you're not able to catch it in theaters, you're able to check it out on Screenbox in a little bit. But if you have seen it, I'm curious to hear what your guys' thoughts are on this film, because I'm sure the opinions are going to vary all over the place. My rating as far as the score goes, just because of that third act alone was so fucking nuts, I'm going to give this thing an 8 out of 10. So it was definitely quite an experience for me overall. So 8 out of 10. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are down below. If you haven't seen it, is it something that you are going to see? And again, if you guys are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button as well as the bell button next to it. That way you get notifications for all my new videos. Give this video a thumbs up. And as always, guys, please make sure to check back for more Pop Culture with Pat.